Phantom Sounds Production. What up, sound?
Every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your host, Jen. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, to erase different social stigmas. We are here to have candid discussions and cut through those stigmas to show that in the end, no matter your background, we all have commonalities when it comes to matters of the mind and the heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can find us on YouTube by clicking that link in my profile and subscribing. Last episode, we talked about dating a streamer, but this week we're going to discuss issues in dating with this week's topic, dating roadblocks. We have an all-star cast. We have my co-host, G-Way No Way, Cookie, and Johnny Blaze. Let's find out how the panel feels about roadblocks between you and love. Before we get started, all that I ask is you keep your mind open and your language clean. First things first, I'm going to let the guests in the box to introduce themselves, see what they got going on in the app, and then we will get started. So if you are on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign now. Oh, look at y'all already. Okay.
All right. We gonna talk.
We are. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
What's up? What's going on?
How you guys doing? Welcome to the Red Room.
Great.
As always, we are polite here in the Red Room most of the time, but we always let ladies go first. So, Cookie, go ahead and let us know about you and your show and what you got going on in the app. And then we'll go ahead and let Johnny tell us what he's got going on.
Hi, I'm Cookie from Moco Live, also known as Moco Space. I am the Cookie. And you can find me on IG at KOOKIE underscore Moco MOCO underscore tag. You can also use the same handle to find me on my YouTube. I do have a show each and every Tuesday. It's called The Difference Together with Cookies, all about making a difference on and off the app. So make sure you tune in each and every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch me streaming in the evening or on the weekends at any given time, sometimes randomly in the daytime, but I'm an evening streamer, so hope to see you around.
Johnny?
Here's Johnny.
How you guys doing? It's Johnny
I'm
Blaze
always
over
wanted to do
here.
that.
Not to be confused with the top badge, the other Johnny Blaze. I've been here for a while. I like to stream. I consider myself a motivational speaker. I also consider myself the Kevin Samuel of tag. So, ooh, dang.
Awesome.
As Jen said earlier, I hope everybody keep an open mind. Like, hey, if you ask a question, I'm gonna answer it, and we're gonna keep it clean, and I'm gonna try my best to do that. But as of right now, I'm kind of nervous. I'm slightly nervous. Dang, you done made the face off the introduction. I'm just trying to get my faves up right now. I'm working on this stuff. So if you wouldn't mind, give me a fave. That's all I got to. That's all that was like the main purpose.
We'll think about it.
After you ask the question, and then after we get through this, then think about faving me. How about we do it?
We'll see how we feel after.
We definitely gonna work on the intro.
There's something wrong. There's something wrong with what I'm saying. I get the views, but not the faves. That's neither here nor there. Go ahead.
If y'all don't know me, y'all better get to know me, man. It's your boy G-Way or No Way. Make sure y'all pull up every Friday for the newly featured show, Attack of the Zodiacs. Next week, I'm trying to do Taurus versus Pisces, so make sure y'all definitely pull up for that. You can catch me every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hood Feud on Mondays. There's a lot going on. Sports Blocks coming back next week, officially. We are coming back next week, fellas. Y'all want to pull up? We are definitely going to be up next week. It's the sip of the straw for me. And you can catch me on Getting Lit with KOD, the longest musical running show every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just hit the fave button. Y'all.
One thing I wanted to mention before we get into it, G-Way did leave out that I am the king of the Zodiacs right now. Get with it or get on it. Undefeated. I took out the best. On my soul.
Well, I won Hood Feud twice, so eat those words. But anyways, hi everybody. I am Jen and Juice. I am the host of this show right here, right now, every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys can find me right here. But if you don't find me here, you guys can find me tomorrow morning for Game Mornings with Juancho Numba. He's my number one all time. If y'all want to go click him and please favorite him. And then also I judge on the Getting Lit show, which is my number 2 bubble. Is his show. It's every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all also favorite him and pull up on me. Okay? And then you guys can find me mornings, afternoons, somewhere in between. But please subscribe to the YouTube. But anyways, we are going to go ahead and get started, y'all. Why can't I find love is a question we all may ask. We all want to love and be loved. It's amazing to feel a real lasting connection with another person. To be lucky enough to find that someone who makes our hearts race, someone we can actually settle down with for the long haul. But the road to love can be bumpy. With some serious twists and turns, if we are not careful, we can lose control or worse, hit a roadblock that completely stops a relationship in its tracks. Best advice, avoid these roadblocks which are keeping you from love. Communication is key to finding commonality. So I want to know for the first question, are you a good communicator And what do you find it hard to talk about?
Don't everybody rush at one time.
Don't be afraid. She's like, at first I was afraid.
I was trying to do your by your rules. You said ladies first.
How funny,
he's
how
using
nice
that,
of you.
that Kevin Samuel stuff now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
At times, yes, and at other times, no. It depends on the situation, and it depends on the person. So I've had times where I've been able to openly communicate with my mate, and then I had other times where I didn't even want to bother. Like I would just shut down and close up and become distant.
So, what do you usually find it hard to talk about? What is usually that thing that makes it hard for you to communicate?
Well, it really depends on the person that you're dating at the time. Right now, I'm single and I'm really single. I decided I want to be back out in the dating field. I not too long ago got over a relationship last year, so I just been chilling, healing, vibing. So for me, it's like I could talk about anything and everything. I'm very
Shout out to
open-minded.
you for taking that time to heal.
I don't really have that block. Yeah, I don't really have that block. But sometimes you have a mate that's stubborn, and even if you want to communicate, they don't want to. So it'll put a strain on your relationship, and the communication will just fade away.
Johnny,
Mr. Samuel.
it's your turn now.
Mr. Samuel.
The lady went first.
Yeah, she did go first. He did very, very well, Cookie. That was great. I like to think I have zero communication problems. My problem is I'm too blunt. So I don't think I don't want to tell nobody anything that can be lost in translation. So I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel, and I understand that could be a problem in a relationship because I can give examples to explain what I'm saying, but at this particular moment, unless asked to, I will not. No examples of what I'm saying, but hey, if you need it, see, I like to break things down into so that there's no misunderstanding. So if you need an example, I can give an example. But
yes, actually, I would love an example. I would love an example right now.
That's what she said.
No problem. I would never lie to you. Oh yeah, make sure you hit Johnny with the fave. So my example is ladies do this sometimes. I mean, I was married. I'm recently divorced. Well, kind of recently. It depends on what you consider recently. A year is. I mean, it just depends how you think about it. But women tend to put on clothing and ask you if they look fat in this or big or whatever you want to call it. You ask me a question and I'm gonna give you an answer so we don't get this confused. No, I don't think you. Well, nah, take it back. I'm lying. Yeah, you do. But at the same time, but in my defense, you wouldn't have asked me that if you didn't feel that in the first place. So I'm not telling you something you didn't already know. Yeah, that's what I said. Ooh, yeah. What's the follow-up for that? Yeah, I said it.
Well, ladies, never ask a guy if you look fat if you don't want to hear it.
I'm going to ask if my butt look big, and please just lie to me and say yes, okay?
As long as you establish that ahead of time,
even in that situation,
cheerleader.
even in a situation like that, okay, you put something on, you looked at it, you know what you got. A dude that's telling the truth can't do nothing but tell you exactly what you see. If you ain't got nothing back there, let me tell you something, baby. You still ain't got nothing back there.
Listen, cupcakes is cakes too. I don't want to hear it.
Huh?
Right, muffins, cupcakes, cookies, cinnamon batter, they all sweet.
I just gotta say, as long as they're soft, I'm good.
I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is,
okay, since you're good at that, but what do you find it hard to talk about? What is something that you find hard to talk about?
When you do something in a relationship, like a politically correct answer, I have a hard time talking about that stuff. Like nobody, no female or dude wants to say that they're not jealous, but everybody to a degree is jealous. It's just to a degree where it's toxic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so you telling me when I'm with you every time I go out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing what? If you can't answer the phone, you either got to give somebody the benefit of the doubt or you don't. So if you can't give anybody the benefit of the doubt, like what are you in a relationship for? I have a hard time talking about that because I like to tell ladies I don't lie in a relationship unless I have to.
What would be the have to?
Right, now I'm curious.
Right now, I went from piqued to intrigued.
Right, we all are.
Okay, so if what do you G-Way since he's trying to put me on the spot like that? G-Way, I feel you, but I'm gonna give you an example. So let's say G-Way got a chick and he's going out with her, and he's saying he going to the club and all that other stuff, and then he come back and the chick give him the third degree. What you doing? You know, checking him out, examining him, all this other stuff. Next time I do something, I'm gonna lie to you. I didn't go to the club, goddamn. I went to Applebee's. Okay, I had the 2 for $20 and ate one of them, and I brought it back. And not only that, I will go to Applebee's on my way to the club and get it to go, just to come back and let you know that's what I did, so I don't gotta hear your mouth. Wow. I told you once.
Wow.
So, like I said, I don't lie to anybody unless I have to. What's the wow for? Doesn't that make sense? Look, let me tell you something. No. I'm talking about in the comments.
So, D-Way, are you a good communicator? Are you a good
I forgot I didn't even answer it.
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
G-Way would do that. He just didn't know that's how he did it.
I'm not.
Beatles don't do that.
I ain't gonna lie. It's like back and forth with me. It's kind of like if I'm communicating all the way. But if I'm not, ain't no middle. It's like a whole lot or not. Yeah, like you're not going. There's no median in that. I'm either telling you everything, or you don't know nothing. Because I just feel like if I'm going through some certain things, I need to handle that on my own. My burden is not going to be your burden. I refuse. I'm sorry.
And if you know nothing, then it's not going to be a us for long.
Right. And, my hardest thing I think I have a problem with communicating is. Like telling somebody that the session wasn't good, if that's politically correct.
Subpar at best.
Hurting feelings, because certain people talk, they talk a lot, but it doesn't match up to the talk, if you know what I mean.
Right.
What do you think, Jen?
So I feel like for the most part, I'm a good communicator, but to an extent. Because there's those times, and I'm sure people will agree, that there's times when, we'll just say, for instance, what's wrong? And I'm one of those, nothing, when I know something's wrong. But a lot of it, it's not even that I don't want to tell that person, but a lot of it's just like in that moment, I'm still probably trying to process what I'm feeling, and then you don't want to just talk about something when you're not there yet, you know what I mean? Or it could just be the fact that sometimes you, pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? You have to pick your battles. The things that I find it hard to talk about is honestly when some, like kind of what you said, when someone to not hurt someone's feelings or to tell someone when they're hurting my feelings. I have the hardest time telling someone when something is bothering me that they're doing. I have like this huge issue with confrontation. I've always been that way since the test of time. So that's kind of like my biggest communication issue is telling someone when they're hurting me or telling someone that I don't like something or just telling them something that's bothering me, and that can really be an issue because if especially my partner comes to me and they're like, what's wrong, what's going on, and I say nothing, knowing full well that there's something, that's really not fair because they can't read your mind. And so that's something I very much have to work on is openly communicating when I'm feeling something, because the other person can't fix, not saying that you could fix everything, but they can't even help you get through whatever it is that you're feeling if you're not openly communicating that. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I really have to work on, and I am actively working on to make sure that I can actively communicate, not just with my partner, but even family. It's hard for me to let my family know when something's bothering me or I'm feeling something or that they've done something, you know what I'm saying, to actively communicate, yes. So, but if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. We do have so much more to discuss. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What? On the Red Room Talk. We just discussed, are you a good communicator? What do you find it hard to talk about? But now I want to dig a little deeper. It's easy to get lost in a superficial checklist of qualities you look for in a partner. But remember, you are not buying a car. A hot body and shiny good looks only take you so far. If you can't find love, then stop stressing about the things that don't really matter. So far, you've only dated blondes because you have a thing for Brad Pitt or guys taller than you in heels. How far has this gotten you? Physical attraction is important, but did you ever notice how a guy gets more or less appealing the more you get to know him? I've been there. The hunky man who treats you poorly can quickly drop to a zero, while the sweet man who makes you laugh can suddenly rev your engine. Brrr. Don't get stuck on a checklist. Instead, open up yourself to new possibilities and see where it takes you. Have you dated an older man? Try dating a younger guy. How about a guy that loves motorcycles? The happiest relationships share fundamental values, compatible interests, and travel deeper than what is on the surface. Two people coming together in a union can wreak havoc and cause issues if the communication isn't there or you are equally yoked.
Sound effects are killing me. I'm
With
sorry.
that, I want to know, how do you deal with issues when they arise? How do you deal with issues when they arise with your partner or with a partner?
Head on. Straight up. I don't even want to hold it. I don't want to keep it. I don't want to put it in the clip for when you get mad later so I can say it then. I want immediately, flat on, head on the table.
I'm usually one that wants to communicate or to bring it to the table and break bread and understand what's going on. But I've also learned that just because I'm ready to talk, that person might not be ready to talk. So sometimes they need to go and take that walk, clear their head, or I might be need to take that walk and clear my head. I really don't like to go to bed mad because you don't know if you're going to even wake up the next day. But sometimes, due to circumstances, y'all need to take that break. Somebody needs to either go sleep in the kids' room or on the couch, or y'all both still go to bed together, but wake up and listen, we still need to talk. So it's totally different. Sometimes it can't be head on.
I'm
You gotta
kind
think
of
about the other person's feelings.
I'm kind of like Jen. I do consider myself confrontational. So if there's something I don't like, I actually don't even hit that necessarily head on. I do it almost in terms of thinking outside of the box in terms of just give you my perspective or give you another perspective of what's going on and run with that. Yeah, That's pretty much what I do. I'm not the one to be like, I don't like that, all this other stuff. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I'll give you an example.
Or even like in a roundabout way, like you're indirectly telling the person without telling the person. Is that what you mean?
I think it'd be better if I give you an example. Okay, so let's say you're wearing something that is too revealing. And now this is just off the top of my head, because like I said, like when you do the whole rundown and all that other good stuff and all that junk, I'm trying to just process all this stuff and get an answer in time so that you can move on and all that other good stuff. But the example that I have for this is like, let's say you're wearing something a little raunchy, a little like, ooh, that's not for the occasion. I might say something like, so that's what we doing? Like, that's what we wearing. That's what's out in the streets right now. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yo, you need to go and change what you got on right now. I'm not gonna tell you that. But if I say something like that, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? You'll be like, you know what? I think he's trying to tell me, and it ain't no think. You know good and well, I'm telling you, you probably need to change that. Maybe go a little bit more formal, put some stuff on. But yeah, I don't hit stuff straight on like that. Like, because that's a possible argument, and I don't like to argue. I think that's unnecessary negative energy. And I ain't sleeping on no couch or nothing like that. You can take that and go somewhere with that. Ain't no way you can sleep on the couch. The couch is on you. Hey, you know, it's America. You free to sleep wherever you want to sleep. Me? I'm going to sleep over here. You ain't got to sleep with me. You ain't got to sleep with me.
What about you?
I already answered.
You know, I'm so lost in the sauce. I don't even know.
I went first.
Yeah, he said he go head on.
I'm probably more passive, I guess I would say. It depends. It depends on the moment or what it is. Could be. I don't know. I mean,
at times.
It really depends. There's times when I can deal with something straight on. And then there's other times when I'm probably more of like a shutdowner. And then there's other times when, like I said, more passive aggressive. Like I might say something. We'll just say something with the live, for instance. So if I know that there's someone who looks at my we'll just say someone who looks at your profile every time they come in and you already know what's up. And we'll just say, I'm just going to give you a blank example of an example. And so they do this every time they come in. You already know what's up. They come in, they look at your board like it's the morning paper. And instead of saying that, I might pretend as if it's somebody else and I'm telling it myself right now, but I might be like, man, I'm so sick of females and all they got to do, they come in here, read my board like it's the morning paper, but really I'm talking about you. So I might not tell you it's you, but I'm going to say it in a way in which you take heed and then you stop doing what the heck you're doing so I don't have to like get aggressive for real on you. So I'm gonna lead the horse to water, directly telling you. You know what I'm saying? The hallway. So I'm gonna directly tell you. You know what I'm saying? Without telling you, but I'm gonna tell you. But in a relationship,
all in the middle of the show.
But for the most part, I like to discuss it. Like I'm one of those people. I don't like to. I prefer not to go to bed mad. I prefer to sit and talk it out. I want to have the conversation, whether it's a tough one or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a tough conversation or not, you have to communicate, even if it's a really hard thing to talk about. I would prefer to talk them out. But it just depends on the situation or exactly what it is that, you know, you're discussing. But anyways, if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. You haven't missed much. We still have a little more to discuss, I'm afraid. You can find us here every Saturday on the Red Room Talk at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all. We just discussed, are you a good communicator? What do you find it hard to talk about? How do you deal with issues when they arise? But the message is simple and is plain to see as a flashing street sign. Don't let your baggage slow you down. Remember, men have baggage too, and they find it refreshing when we are honest and unload it right from the start. As long as you keep it light and positive, you should have nothing but green lights ahead. He will in turn feel comfortable enough to let you in on his baggage as well. Get it out there and leave it all behind. The best way to start your journey together is traveling light. Family can be a part of your baggage too. It is not always exes or some huge trauma. So I want to know, do you think the relationship with your parents affected how you are in romantic relationships? What's that awkward laugh? Because he was
I'll go first. For me, I'll say no, but I can see how it would affect the opposite sex. And I ain't even gonna say the opposite sex. I see how it can, I think it just depends on the person's mindset. I don't think it really, for somebody like me, it doesn't. But like they say, you got some guys prefer look for women with daddy issues. A lot of folks will be like, I don't see how that matters. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. So I don't know. For that question, I'd say yes and no. For dudes, not necessarily. For women, I think it's more of a no. I think it's more of a.
This is for you specifically. Do you think the relationship you had with your parents affected how you are in romantic relationships? Why do I feel like that just changed your whole aura?
Well, yeah, when you're talking about me, I mean, the answer is no, but I mean, I'm trying to kind of take like a devil's advocate towards approach. Yeah, I mean, between
your answer.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Be honest with you, I think my parents had a typical relationship. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I'm not like a mama's boy or anything like that, but there is people that are mama's boys. So I mean, I can understand that, but no, I don't think my parents' relationship affected anything about how I do relationships. I feel like I'm the black sheep of the family, anyways. So no, not at all.
So you think that some females look for mama's boys while y'all guys are searching for females with daddy issues? That's what you're trying to say? Huh?
Actually, that is not what I'm trying to say. What I was trying to say, I don't know what type of I don't think females look for dudes that have any kind of issue. I don't think that's one of the traits that a female looks for a guy in. But there are guys that look for that trait in women.
Oh, okay.
So how about you? Do you think the relationship with your parents affected how you are in romantic relationships?
For me, no.
I'm gonna have to say no too as well. I mean, I picked up a few things from watching cause I grew up with my grandparents mostly. I picked up a few things, but other than that, no, I had to say no. It taught me, I hate to say this, but ain't none of my family members on here. It taught me how to not do a lot of stuff and what not to do.
That does affect you then in a way.
It really affects me because I know right. It laid out the sheet of what I do not want.
Right.
I don't want to say that affected me. Well, if you want, kind of both ways. But I definitely learned what's not love and how I don't want to be loved in that aspect.
That's true. So for me, I think in a slight yes, only because of how my parents were. Because let's face it, your parents are the first way that you learn affection. It's the first place that you learn how to love other people. But Specifically, my parents. My parents were very like they were like yellers. They were like, so it very much made me like stray away from anybody. Like it was like kind of why I have the issue with kind of telling how I feel about things. A lot of that stemmed from my parents and how their communication style was. So I think for me, it did affect how was in future relationships because, um, that communication style can be off-putting to your partner when you're not communicating effectively because I'm afraid to either rock the boat or afraid to hurt somebody's feelings or things like that. But like I said, a lot of that stems from my parents. My mom was kind of the disciplinarian, and my dad also was like the disciplinarian too. So it was really like I didn't have really the soft parent. You know what I'm saying? So that really did kind of affect me and how I was within relationships because I was more, I would say, passive because I was afraid to like rock the boat ever. Um, so for me, I think it did affect me in a slight. Um, yeah. So if y'all are just pulling up, y'all, this is the Red Room Talk. You guys can find us here every what? I need to hear y'all say it. Every Saturday.
Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Saturday. Oh, she did it good. At 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all. You have not missed it. She's like, that's what she said. We do have more to discuss. We just discussed, are you a good communicator? What do you find it hard to talk about? How do you deal with issues when they arise? And do you think the relationship with your parents affected how you are in romantic relationships? Dating is filled with uncertainty and it can be intimidating instinctively. You may feel a bit of anxiety about the whole thing and start to avoid dating altogether. Or if you are putting yourself out there, you may decide to floor it in reverse once things really get going. Instead of worrying and focusing on the negative, imagine the best case scenario. Picture the two of you reaching that destination together. Let yourself feel happy. Don't let worry or fear of trust halt your chances of finding love. So I want to know, is it hard for you to trust others? Do people have to earn your trust or is it automatically given?
Trust is given to a certain extent. The rest of it is earned. Because just for you to even deal with someone, you have to trust them to get close to you. And you have to open up and give them that chance to see if you can even trust them further. That you can get to the steps of having pillow talk and etc.
Right. You give you a little rope at a time. Get a little rope at a time. Then when you get, it's like there's levels. Like
there's baby steps.
Yeah. There you go. That's a better way.
Some people just jump in, but
right. I can't do that off rip. No, you gotta.
I need to dance first.
Right. Gotta earn this trust, baby. Exactly, Moby. Exactly. You gotta earn it.
Why do I feel like you have something deeper to say, Johnny?
He does.
Mr. Samuel.
He don't trust nobody. He really want to say,
my soul. Not even a little bit. Hey.
That's what he wanted to say. I saw it all in his face.
Not even a little bit.
He's trying to find a way how to say it.
Look. So, like I said, recently divorced and all that stuff. It was my wife, so I trusted her to some degree. But when I went through that entire divorce process, when I tell you, I was like, what? I'm talking about just anything. Financial statements, everything. Like, there's so much stuff that I was like, really? Like,
yeah, he don't.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Now it's affected your trust that because of going through that. Does it affect your now trust, or it traumatized you pretty much? Or did you have full trust in the beginning in your relationship, and then as time went, the trust was falling?
It's not necessarily. I wouldn't put my trust in somebody completely like that, and I'm not talking about like cheating or anything like that. I'm really actually talking about insignificant things that weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand when people lie for a reason. We're all human. You might have messed up really bad or something like that, and then you lied about the junk. I understand why. I know why you lied about it. The problem that I have with folks that lie is the folks that lie about stuff, and it was like, well, if you would have just told me that junk, I wouldn't have been mad any goddamn. It's like, why didn't you just say that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a problem that you lied about it. If you would have just told me about it, I wouldn't have been mad. That's the thing that I have. So that's what I was talking about in the divorce, like, or in that situation, like there was, I found lies out that wouldn't have been a problem had I known. It's just like you just didn't tell me that. But I wouldn't say, like, you can't go into another relationship with the baggage that you had from the last relationship. But I mean, you sort of be a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll forgive, but I won't forget type situation. So I'm not saying it prevent me from doing something like that. Everything is still open, but in the back of my mind, I'd be thinking like, you know, shit, I have been screwed over in this situation. Yeah, and that's pretty much where I'm at. But at the same time,
Petty, you lied too. So does that make two wrongs make it right?
Well, not necessarily, because I didn't tell you I lied. So why would you say that? Like,
you said certain occasions.
Right.
I'm just saying. So at the end of the day,
yeah. What you said?
whether it was a white tail or not.
Yeah. But that never came out, and I had a reason. I gave you the reason. I gave you a reason as to why I did it, though. That's what I'm confused about.
That's why you got justification for your.
Yes, no, not justification. See, because if you go off
a little sugar on it.
If you go off of what I told you, I said I did it, and then you knew about it, and then you had a problem with it, and then I lied about that junk. If you just lying for yourself, and if you would have said it and there wouldn't have been a problem, I wouldn't lie about that stuff. So.
But maybe you gave her reason to feel that she needed to tell that little white tail because she couldn't openly express herself or communicate to you. So therefore she shut down, and it was better to lie to you than to tell you the truth. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I guess you need another scenario.
No.
Let's go. I mean, I'm just saying.
I feel like we skipped over you. Is it right to trust others? Did we skip over you?
Cool.
No, we skipped over you. You didn't say it. You didn't say it.
Because I said you give a little rope at a time. Why you?
Oh, that's true. Okay. Okay, so you know in school how there's some classes you go in and you have an automatic A, and then when things happen you deduct. I think that I kind of work like that, and it's not always that way. Like you start out. I'll say I start out with trust and then deduct trust as things happen.
Oh, you give a lie. Oof, you nice.
You start off with the C.
I mean,
I won't say
minus.
You a sweetheart.
I get the method.
I won't say full. It really depends. It really depends.
C minus.
You get trust, like you can mess yourself up. Like it's your cousin.
I trust them, but I feel like for the most part, like I don't distrust them. I should say. There's not like I'm not like side eyeing you. You know what I'm saying?
So you say you give them 100? Like you start off with 100 and then you work your way down?
And then go down.
I won't say 100.
She didn't say an A plus. She said an A.
I just said like I go in like
98.9.
As time goes on, I'll just deduct trust. You know what I'm saying? But and then I guess maybe it is building, because then as it goes on and you show me that, then I guess then it builds up. But if time goes on and it's not good, then I'll deduct. But
with it being that high and where it's at, isn't the only way that it really can go is down?
No.
I mean, if it's at 98.9, she got 99, 99.
It's just a level playing ground. Like, I don't go in with A plus or an F. It's just I I guess maybe I do build. I guess it is more of a built up trust for me. But I guess I don't know.
My wage scale is more like
I
one to
gotta really like think about that
two.
because
I like how she pretty much like you start at 50-50 and go from
yeah, like I don't either distrust or trust you. It's just it as time goes on, you either tip the scale or you know what I'm saying?
But if it's 50-50, that means they're starting off with the F though in the scenario that she just gave.
right, like a real class.
So you're gonna give them the F or the A?
I mean, I guess that depends on them.
Well, I mean, where they start off at, because wasn't that the original question?
It don't really start off at neither nor. It's just that it's a level playing field. I mean, you just are, and either I can. It's like an aura thing, right? I'm gonna tell you first off, if I feel something is off from the gate, I'm not gonna even try to even engage with you to even try to trust you. Do you see what I'm saying? Some people, like you can just feel an aura, and you're like, okay, I can go in and even. You know what I'm saying? Be in at that place to even try to build a trust or distrust. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you whether that builds or depletes. So I guess it's just more built for me. I guess it's more.
Jen, let me ask you a question because I was trying to go back to it earlier, but I didn't have an opportunity to. Is it lying if you if somebody didn't ask, so you didn't tell them?
That's lying by omission. But anyways, if y'all are just pulling up.
Hey, thank you, Mo. I thought I was by myself for a minute.
That's lying by. I think it's lying by omission because you know that you've done something that's a lie, and now you've kept it from your person or some person. So it is a lie. Just because that a person is unaware doesn't make it less a lie. And that's just lying by omitting something.
Cookie, you agree?
That's called
I'm sorry, that's lying by omitting something. Listen, y'all can
you hiding, you sneaking, you lying.
I'm just saying.
I mean, should you really have to ask you?
Okay, like I got a question for y'all. If something happened in my past, and I just don't want to tell you what happened because either like I'm embarrassed or I don't want to relive the situation,
or is your sister?
Right. Yeah, you find out from like a family member or something. Like,
and that means that was something you didn't tell me because you didn't tell me, what if that's something that would have deterred me from even dating you in the first place?
It could have been a red flag.
So you lied by omission to get me, to even get me in the first place. So that means you made yourself to seem to be a better person or whatever because you were embarrassed or whatever. But it doesn't matter whether you were embarrassed and you omitted, but you omitted it for the lie, to beget the lie. And so now your family member or whoever now has told on you, and then you knowingly omitted that. So the person now has a vision of you that is based upon the omission of the truth.
So when you're in a relationship, all your cards are on the table.
All of them.
Yes.
It's supposed to be.
Every last one of them. You ain't forgotten out one card.
You should pretty much know everything. Yeah.
Anything and everything.
Because what if one day, like say, I don't know, if something happens and then now you've found out and then now I look like a liar. I don't think it's, maybe not everything, but for the most part, things that are going to affect your relationship, yes.
Right, I feel the same way, Jay. Like, not certain to a certain degree, but not everything.
Everybody has something, right? Everybody has a chapter they don't want to read aloud. But if it is something privy to the relationship, yes.
I was always under the assumption that everybody got something they couldn't take to bring.
But say that it's something that's privy to the relationship. You might not like that you committed a felony, but that's something privy to the relationship because it's going to be hard for you to get a job. It's going to be hard for you to make money. It's going to be hard for you to keep a license, and you're not going to be able to vote. All these things. So yes, it is privy to the relationship. So yes, some things that you omit is a lie because it is going to affect your relationship. Yes.
Well, the example that you used is technically considered public knowledge.
I mean, well, yes, but if you've omitted it and it's not something, why would I just go look at public? Why would I just think that?
She's supposed to do a background check on you.
Right? Do you think I'm just gonna run a background check on you just because I'm interested in you?
Some women do it.
I mean, okay.
I definitely. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Some women do it.
Run for the hills. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. You guys have not missed everything. We still do have some more to discuss. Please listen, because this has been crazy. You guys can find us every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk. We just discussed that you're a good communicator. What do you find it hard to talk about? How do you deal with issues when they arise? Do you think the relationship with your parents affected your romantic relationships? And is it hard for you to trust others? Or do people have to earn your trust? Many of us get scared when we get too close. The old baggage resurfaces again. Just talked about that. And we start making comparisons. We don't want to get hurt again. We become unsure or we become afraid to make a commitment. So we put up walls and distance ourselves from love, making it virtually impossible to move forward. Don't get stuck in your own head. You may think you are protecting yourself from a major disaster, but in reality, you are just preventing yourself from reaching the place where you really want to be. If you're not open to love, you will never get there. Stay on track, move past the fear, and make a choice to keep your heart open. There is a lot of dating advice out there because love can be a difficult road filled with obstacles, but the fact is we may just be responsible for some of those roadblocks. Like a good driver's ed refresher course, sometimes we need a little reminder to avoid the things that get in the way of our happiness. One of these obstacles is jealousy. Dun, dun, dun. So I'm going to ask, jealousy can arise in a relationship due to past relationships or insecurity. Have you dealt with this and how did you go about it?
I've dealt with it. And when I dealt with it, I went about it by not dealing with it no more. I got out that situation. I don't play that game. Like, don't bring your baggage. Like, if you're not fully healed, that's why I gave Cookie her props earlier. Like, she took that time to heal. People be wanting to jump into another relationship and jump under somebody so fast. Take that time to heal yourself, man. Like, get back to loving you for a minute. So a lot of people don't do that. They so used to having somebody that they don't want to be alone. So they seeking somebody else or anything else as fast as possible to try to bandage that wound, and that's not the way to go.
End up being a rebound, and then it clashes because then you compare that person to your past mate and you're not healed and you have so many scars and wounds, and then you're looking for that person to fix you or repair you. When you got to repair yourself, you just got to realize that, okay, this is the past and now somebody else is there, and now you got to build differently and move differently, and you can't expect them to do whatever that previous person was doing.
Right. Now you wasting both of y'all time. It's on you, Mr. Samuel.
I think everybody's got jealousy issues. It's just the way you. I think jealousy is actually natural, and I just think it's just the way that people respond to it. And if somebody's not jealous, if you're in a relationship and you're completely 0% jealous, you're not really into that person at all.
I mean, you only become jealous if that person gives you a reason to be, or if you feel there's a threat or somebody else coming into play. But if you're secure, you wouldn't even care.
I'm definitely secure.
You're definitely what?
Secure. I don't care. I don't care. Because I feel like at the end of the day, a person is gonna do what they want to do anyway.
Definitely.
Why would I be insecure and encourage that person to do it anyway? Because it's like a male or female, vice versa, and you're always getting accused of cheating. Eventually, you're gonna say, I might as well cheat because tomorrow I'm gonna get accused of cheating anyway.
Anyways.
That's just an excuse for you to cheat.
I trust everybody.
Sometimes the person pushes you there, so it's like, how do you not get tired? Now it becomes an uncomfortable situation.
I would rather leave you than to go ahead and cheat on you to prove your point. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't push me to cheat. I'm just gonna tell you that. I'll just leave you.
G-Way shaking his head and all that stuff. He was like, G-Way like, man, I ain't say I was gonna tell about it.
it's just society though. I mean, that's just human nature. I mean, but, some people are like that. That's how they feel.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty much with it though. But I mean, G-Way slightly jealous too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's natural.
I think if you have no level, I won't say jealousy, but like, I feel like there should be some tinge, like even if it's not like a pure jealousy, like green of jealousy, but I feel like I kind of like what Johnny said. If you're not, I won't say worried, but if there's not just like that tinge there, I think it's
you with the initial "oh really?" Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's there. Like you don't. If you have a significant other and they're like, hey, I'm finna go out to eat and it's 7:00 at night and she comes back Thursday. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit of jealousy. Like, yo, what were you doing?
That's not jealousy. That's disrespect. We're talking about
right. That's
like, yo, hey, look. Let me tell y'all something. You can find. It was strongly exaggerated, but you can find. Let me tell you something. As extreme as what I just said was, somebody's done it and has came home to their significant other, or spoke to their significant other, and had a very elaborate, whether good or bad, excuse for what he did and what happened, whether it's true or not. And I mean, what I just said might be laughable, but there's way more sillier situations than that happens on a day-to-day basis.
That's crazy. I saw a meme today that says that if you confront a guy about something and he just be like, oh, whether it's true or not or something in that sort in nature, 9 times out of 10 he did it.
I mean, think about it.
You don't need to even be jealous because now you know that he did it and now it's time for you to step off or for you to get him back.
Folks have said they've gotten in car accidents with their friend that you don't know and they was in the hospital. And then they got out. Like, I've heard stories like that before. Like, are you crazy? That doesn't even sound straight. You ain't got a scratch on you. Like that. The jealousy should. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to tell you is that jealousy should be present. If you got a chick and she don't care nothing about what you doing or where you at, you're not really in a relationship with her, and she's probably cheating. And vice versa if the dude is doing the same thing. Like, yo, if you really don't care about a chick, you don't care. If I don't care about you, I don't care where you're going. I don't care when you come back. I don't care what you did. All that other stuff. I ain't checking for you. Do what you do.
I'm gonna care.
And if your significant other did that to you, you wouldn't be worried about it.
So I've kind of dealt with both ends of the spectrum myself. Being I won't say fully like just jealous all the time, but having moments of jealousy or insecurity, and then even my partner having moments of jealousy and insecurity in the past. So, and then for me, I put myself in therapy to not have to feel like that was something that always had to be present, and I don't feel like. And I feel like that's something that you have to do. Like, I feel like if it's something that's hard for you to get past, you have to heal that part of you. So that's not something that's always present. And I'm not going to say that there's never going to be like a moment of jealousy or insecurity, because I feel like we all have some sort of insecurity within ourselves. But for me, that's just what I did. I just, something that I dealt with in therapy.
See, that's what Jesus is saying. That's more so a poly aspect. And then there's many phases of poly. That's a whole nother topic.
Right. But anyways, do you guys have anything more to say about that? Well, the time has come, y'all. When you hear that sound, y'all, that means we are at our hot seat question segment. Our hot seat is left up to the fate of the audience. I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to ask for this week's hot seat question. If you want your question to be featured on next week's episode, make sure you go to my profile, click that icon, and follow me on Instagram, and look out for that hot seat question post. Now is the time to enter in the comments who on the panel you want to answer tonight's question before I reveal it. Go ahead and enter in the comments now who you want to answer tonight's hot seat question.
Somebody else write something.
There you go.
Yo, what is this? Not a campaign?
Well, seems we have a unanimous. Oh.
Oh, no, wait. They're coming in. There they
Oh, like he like, oh wait, there's one Johnny.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's 7-1.
He repeated it 7 times. It's 2-1. Trying to play me real slow.
So we're just gonna put it on G-Way because I want to. So this week, RDS wrote in and asked, can a person's past be a deal breaker? Can a person's past be a deal breaker?
Heck yeah. Like, yeah, definitely. Because if I'm with you and we dating and all that, and I come to find out you an ex-con, it's a wrap. I'm done. I can't do it no more. You just got out. You done did 10 years. That's a deal breaker. I guess it depends on how extreme your past was. Because, you know what I'm saying, you could have been a retired, you know what I'm saying, streetwalker or something like that, but you don't do that no more. You know, everybody goes through phases at a young age. So it depends on the, you know what I'm saying, yeah, it depends. As long as it ain't really extreme, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, they often say the biggest distance between two people is misunderstanding. You have to ask yourself, are you keeping you from love? Every week we go...
Ooh, what Lord? It's a carpet.
Every week we come to this place of healing. Every week we come to this place of... Oh, look, we are... 28 milli! Okay.
Hey, shout out to Dream.
Congrats.
Came and snatched that thing.
Hey, every week we come to this place of healing. And so I have this quote, or I do a quote every week to come to this place of healing by the end of the show. So I'm going to go ahead and say the quote, and then you guys can go ahead and give your outros, and I'll play a little ditty, and then we can get on up out of here, okay? So this week's quote is, finding love is a 2-part process. The first part is to find the right person, and the second part is to be the right person. Mavis Leno. Y'all, this has been the Red Room Talk. And you can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you guys for being here. It was a great show. But go ahead and give your outros. And, of course, we're polite, so go ahead, Miss Cookie, and let us know where and when we can find you.
Thanks for having me this Saturday. You know, I enjoyed. You could always have me back. I would look forward to having you on my show, A Difference Together with Cookie, each and every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's all about making a difference. Make sure y'all go and lock in with my IG and follow. Also subscribe to my YouTube. It's the same exact handle as at Cookie_Moco, MOCO_tag. I'm doing a lot of other things. I'm in other shows. I'm always either singing, dancing. I'm very positive. I'm very humble. I'm a mom of an autistic kid, so sometimes you can come in there and learn some different things. I stream mainly in the evenings, and you can catch me in the daytime, especially on the weekends. So hope to see you soon. Thanks for having me again, Jen.
Johnny Samuels.
Thank you, Jen, for having me on your show. I go time to time. You can find me in G-Ways Live. You can also find me in Battle of the Zodiacs, like I said. You can also catch me and G-Way in Lex's show on Monday for Mars versus Venus. I stream from time to time at night and all that other good stuff. If you was in this live, man, that's pretty much how my lives be, man. It's weird, but besides that, man, I'll check you guys next time. Oh yeah, and I also appreciate Jen. She was my pet owner for like 4 months straight. She never let me go. You know what I'm saying? She had me on lock, and you got to give a shout out to the pet owners out there, man, especially when they lock up.
And then they flipped you.
Yeah, they flipped me. Hey, back to that trust question again, right? They left me out there. Okay, I was in the streets, cold, shivering in the rain. Goddamn it! Hey.
I finally said, you're too expensive. I'm sorry. It's hard out here for a pimp, okay?
You too high. You too high.
Sorry. You got a new mommy now.
I tell people that all the time. You'll buy me, I'll go look like, yeah, you got my price range. You can't do that. You can't afford. Make sure y'all hit me with the fave, man. Make sure y'all pull up definitely on Fridays for the Attack of the Zodiacs at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got a lot going on the app. You definitely can catch me here Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, every other Monday, we still got Hood Feud. Sports Block is back Wednesday at 9. Getting lit with KOD at 9 o'clock on Thursdays. Hit me with the fave. Follow me. Come to my live. You can see Moby. Scream, welcome to my live. But yeah, there's nothing but good vibes and positive energy in my live. But other than that, I just want to say thank you to Jen for tolerating me for as long as she's tolerated me. She's been tolerating me for a long time. So I just want to say thank you to Jen. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the opportunity for being up here and being honored to be your co-host for as long as I've been your co-host. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. So I'm the host, Jen in Juice. You guys can find me here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. But please pull up tomorrow morning, y'all, at 10 a.m. for game mornings with Wancho Number. That is my number one all-time. Please, all of you who are in the live, go hit my number one all-time with a favor, retail like a burrito, not now. Oh, right now. Okay? And pull up tomorrow. We do trivia, we do riddles, and we do emoji charades. It's good fun. The competition's great. So make sure y'all favorite him right now. And then every Thursday, I judge for the Getting Lit Studios production, Getting Lit, which is also a featured show on Thursdays at 9 p.m. But you guys can catch me early mornings and some evenings. But just go ahead and follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube. But y'all, that is it. Let me play a little ditty for the YouTube to end, and then y'all can get out if you want to. Thank you, everyone.
I appreciate.
Quantum Sounds production. What up, Sam?